In this video, we'll have a look at selection rules. So in the past, you have seen the concept of selection based on a simple probability. So when a node is executed, the probability of that node is seen, and if the probability succeeds, then that node would be spawned onto the scene. So here I have this node, for example, with probability of 1, and it would execute it 100% of the time. So this is a simple way of selecting a node and deciding whether it should be inserted into the scene or not. But sometimes you need a more complex behavior than simple random based probability. And if that is the case, then you could specify a selection rule script. A selection rule script is a script where you can specify your own behavior, and from that function you return either true or false to decide whether the object should be inserted into the scene or not. So here's one example where I have these towers on top of these, and these towers are too crowded. I would like to select only the alternate ones. So I don't want to select this one, but just ones that are alternating. So I want to have a gap in the middle. And to do that, I have, from the world boundary, I have one node that executes all the time, which emits another marker called turret tower, and this tower spawns any one of these three towers on that space. So if I unlink that to show you, so this is responsible for creating a tower on each of these nodes. But here I want to have selection only. I want to select it on an alternate cell. So if I, for example, change the probability to 0.5, so it inserts it only 50% of the time. But this is again randomness, right? So I want them to be alternatively selected, not based on some random probability. So I'm going to change this back to 1, and instead I'm going to specify a selection rule. A selection rule is my script where I give the logic on how I'd like to select. So it's already set up to invoke this alternate selection rule script. So when I check this, you see suddenly it's now using the logic defined in this script, and it's alternatively selecting the nodes. And here I just have a simple logic where I add the x and y position, and I check whether they're even numbers or not. And this is a simple checkerboard pattern for selecting alternate objects.